What's good, YouTube? Navi192 here, back again, once again. Today, Twitterfication and myself are back for week number 2, episode number 2, the second installment.
What is going on, guys? How you guys doing? I mean, yo, nigga, what up? It's the We Have Family Bro podcast.
Yes, we are back once again for week 2, We Have Family Bro podcast. And this week, Twitterfication, go ahead and introduce our guest for us.
We have from 643 Productions, Mr. Racist Lefty Ox. Did you catch us?
Why do you gotta call me Lefty, bro?
Lefty Ox.
I don't mean racist. God, I'm scatterbrained.
Yeah, you know.
No more vodka.
I'm just kidding. He's not really racist, but he plays a racist man on YouTube. He really doesn't.
No, I don't.
Lefty,
stop that.
Welcome to the We Have Family Bro podcast, bro.
Thank you for having me on. Pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Hope I don't piss you guys off. And I hope I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
You probably won't, and that's cool. I mean, it's whatever. Two niggas should sit and a guest. So, but anyway, what we want to talk about today on the We Have Family Bro podcast is the first thing we're going to get into is eSports and primarily talking about this whole codcasting thing that's going on with Black Ops 2 that they have a big feature on, especially like with the whole Black Ops streams lately, or the Black Ops 2 streams that they've had recently, like in the last couple of days. A lot of people are talking about this new shoutcast codcasting thing, and you can switch people, and it's like a whole in-depth like feature that they've put in Black Ops 2, and that's what we're going to talk about today on the podcast. So, Nappy.
It's one of those things where when it's like when they had Black Ops, right? And I'm not saying that Black Ops is the first person to ever do theater mode, because Halo did it first, right?
Hell yeah, Halo.
Okay, so Halo theater mode's been around for a while now, but it seems to me like Call of Duty as they progress and they evolve, you know, and Black Ops. Well, I shouldn't say Call of Duty. I should say Treyarch, but Black Ops, they introduced theater mode, and to me, they kind of appealed to the whole YouTube community with that, because I mean, if you don't do YouTube, what legitimate reason do you have to even go into theater mode?
You don't. You really don't.
You don't. So that was obviously put that in the game for the YouTube community, and it seems like now in Black Ops 2, as you know, the whole MLG game battle scene gets more and more popular. It seems to me like they're trying to appeal to them as well. Mm-hmm. So I think that in light of all that going on, you know, there's been a lot of talk and a lot of drama on Twitter of people talking about eSports. And I've honestly never heard of that term outside of the past 2 or 3 weeks, ever since they announced this whole codcasting thing. Never heard the term eSports before.
Never?
Never.
Really?
Really.
It's been around for like probably a little over a year, maybe?
Oh no, it's been around way longer than that.
Well, I mean, I've known about it for like a little over a year since MLG really got popular. Mm-hmm. That's from the very first time I watched like a real big MLG events. That's when I heard the first term esports, and I was like, I hated it ever since I heard it. I think it's stupid to call it esports.
I mean, my whole thing was a lot of people. There's people, you know, it's one extreme to the other. There are people that take it super serious, and they're the ones that get paid to actually play video games. Because, you know, that's a common misconception on YouTube. A lot of people want to go around and say, hey, I get paid to play video games. No, you get paid to make video content on YouTube. You don't actually get paid to play video games. So there are the actual MLG players that do get paid to go to tournaments and travel and play video games, and they take it super serious, and they want to be like, I'm a esports gamer or athlete or whatever they want to call it. And then there's people on the other side of the fence like NASA1 and myself and everyone else who takes it as a joke and say, well, what's going to be the next sport tomorrow? I put on my socks this morning, yo. I'm MLG sock player.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, I tweeted out like the next MLG or the next big thing as far as like internet things go is going to be like cupcake stacking or something like that. Something stupid I said a couple of weeks ago on Twitter. I was like, that's going to be the next esport MLG event is cupcake stacking. I don't know. That was the first. I think it was either cupcake stacking or it was I don't know. It's cupcake stacking. We're just gonna go with that. There you go.
Well, they do have cup stacking. There's like world championships of cup stacking.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was
even though that whole
concept,
even though that whole concept kind of doesn't make any sense to me, it is so fucking fun to watch that shit.
You're insane.
I know. I don't care. Like the whole, like, oh yeah, one day we're gonna fucking stack some cups and see who can do it fastest. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Why you would start like a whole sport about that? But it's fun as shit to watch. I mean, I guess that's probably why it's sport. It's cool as shit to watch though. I don't know. That's just me.
Well, I think the esports is overall. I mean, just upfront, it's a catchy name. It's a catchier kind of phrase, like "ooh, esports." And I think the problem that a lot of people run into is that they are trying to force other people, force their opinion of sport down somebody else's throat, right? Like there's people that say soccer isn't a sport, or football, whatever, or American football isn't a sport, cheerleading isn't a sport, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, I think the Supreme Court ruled on that at some point, that cheerleading is a sport. And it's just the idea of sport. I think gaming, and at the level that those guys that you're talking about, like the professional teams, gaming at that level is highly competitive. And I think when you get to that level of being highly competitive, where everybody's so good, I think that fits most requirements for being like sporting. Is it a sport? Again, everybody has their own definition of what a sport is, but it is sporting, if you know what I'm trying to get at. It's competitive.
Yeah, I can see that, but at the same time, I don't know. I've always had a problem, like, just with the whole term eSports. I don't know what it is, but I think
when you go to that, and I think that's playing technicalities. I think that's playing upon what the word, or what the idea of a sport is. I think when it comes down to the basis of what a sport is, I think there should be a requirement for what can be a sport and what can't be a sport. And is it just because something's competitive, does that make it a sport?
For some people, that's a requirement. Yeah, I mean, and again, that's the whole idea of what is a sport is a nebulous topic. You can take one thing, like let's say the World Series of Poker. That shows up on ESPN all the time. I have no idea why, but it's fun to watch at 2 a.m. You're just like, oh, I'm just going to watch the World Series of Poker. And if you group 50 or 100 people and you go up to them and you say, is this a sport? Is this poker played at I guess its highest level or whatever? Is it a sport? You're liable. You're not going to get 50 different answers, but you're going to get some people that say yes, a few more that say no. And it's people have their own ideas of what a sport is. But I would say that competitive gaming, while it may or may not be a sport in the truest sense of the term, I think it is sporting. It's competitive and it's highly competitive. And is it really that fun to watch though? I don't even know. Is it not?
Which one?
Either, both of you. I don't know. Is it fun to watch? I have no idea. I watch it for like 5 minutes. I'm just like,
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I cannot sit and watch an MLG stream, listen to somebody talk about what a guy is doing in a video game. It's like when you go look at a YouTube video. It's like, yes, tips and tricks videos are all right, but do you honestly want to sit for 10 minutes and watch someone play by play call their entire gameplay? No.
Now,
they sound as sexy as I do, yeah.
Now I can understand that. On the flip side, though, I enjoy the shit out of MLG. I guess that's kind of why. I mean, I guess the whole sports thing kind of comes into play. I mean, I guess I'll sort of sound a little contradictory here, but I love the hype. I love the intensity and the competition, and I follow MLG. Like, you have the people that just like go hardcore at football, or go hardcore, or excuse me, for the like fans of the teams and stuff like that. It's like when the MLG events, like, I don't really pay much attention to MLG until these big events happen. And when these big events happen, it's like, I'm pulling for Optic Nation, or I'm pulling for, Apex, or I'm pulling for Fear or something like that. And it's like, you're just watching the stream and you just like, there's so much anticipation, like, oh my God, like, what's going to happen? The shoutcaster, and it's just like everything that comes together. And it's just the whole vibe of like these big events. Like, understandably, I don't pay attention to like, these off-screen things, but the big events is really where it hits home for me. And it's like, I will follow those MLG events. Like, say it's a whole like 3-day weekend event, I will follow that harder than I'll follow football, or I'll follow basketball or baseball, or any of that, like, any day.
Well,
and
that's
follow
only
it like,
because it's relatable to you. You play video games. You don't
that's
play
what
football.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But what I was getting at is, I guess I don't know if I kind of sound contradictory there, because I was saying I don't like the fact that they call it a sport. But then again, I'm saying, like, I'll follow it like people follow sports. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I've always just kind of had that thing. But I mean, watching the MLG stream, like, I don't understand how some people say they don't have fun. Like, it's basically they're just saying everything that's going on, you're watching and everything. But it's just that hype when you really get into it. It's just like, it's unstoppable, man. It's a crazy feeling. It really is. I don't know. I don't know. It just it's awesome.
That's I don't know. Maybe we have different values for live streams of video games because I have never gotten hyped watching someone play a video game on a live stream or anything like that.
Like
Never.
for example, like I even uploaded a it was a part from the stream from
Nate shot. Yeah, I remember.
yeah, it was an optic nade shot, and just that clip. Every time I watch that clip, I'm just like in like not I'm not gonna say goosebumps, but I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, he's about to get this clutch. Oh shit, he just clutched the round of S&D. It's like, and then the shotcaster's like, oh, and then Nate shot gets this and that, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just crazy. I don't know. It's just it's a big hype for me. I enjoy the shit. I just enjoy the shit out of MLG. Big events though, not like small time stuff.
But and for me, it's like I can watch it for like 10, 15 minutes maybe. Mm-hmm. And then once I see them do everything, like I remember I was watching I forget what event it was, an MLG stream. They were streaming Black Ops. It was a competitive event, and they were on what was it? Array? No, not Array. What's the snowy map?
Summit.
Yeah, they were on Summit, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna hit this head camp. He's gonna, they're hitting this sight line. Okay, and I learned a few things, but after a while, I realized I'm like, okay, well, they're dying and they're just going to the same camp, going to the same head camp, going to the same sight line. Okay, you shoot through that wall that is
right.
Where a lot of people sit, and But after a while, I'm like, wait a minute, this is FAMAS red dot lightweight. That's all it is.
And see,
FAMAS red dot lightweight head cam. I mean, it's great. I mean, they're really, really. I'm not trying to say they're bad, but after a while, I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, I've seen pretty much all there is to see now.
You know what's about to happen next.
Yeah, I mean, it does get quite repetitive after a while. I mean, I'll say that. I'll be 100% honest with you. It does get a little repetitive after a while, and the weird thing about it is that like the MLG players. And I've noticed this firsthand, and people have talked about this for a while, but it's like the MLG players, if they were to not play MLG and play like just in pubs and stuff like that, I've played with MLG players before. They're not that good.
Yep.
I mean, in pubs. Now they know the routes, they'll know the spawns like a motherfucker in their MLG game types. But it's like I don't know. It's weird because like you were talking about how FAMAS lightweight red dot. That's the stuff that people. For YouTubers, they can't stand to watch that. But why are you using FAMAS red dot? And that goes back to Nappy's point. Like, I don't want to sit here and watch this. It's boring. People on YouTube. If I post a gameplay with lightweight FAMAS red dot, I'm gonna get hated on. And in Black Ops time, that's the new class setup. But because they use, and another thing is they all use basically the same guns. It's always the same classes. For Black Ops, it was AK-74U.
Until it got nerfed.
Yeah, until it got nerfed. It was the 74U, the FAMAS. And you didn't really see anything other than that. I mean, you saw maybe the Galil M16 every now and then, very, very rarely. And, sometimes like people like Nade Shot. I know Nade Shot used an L90, or I don't remember if it was Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops, but I remember he used a sniper and everyone was like, what? He's sniping in an MLG tournament. I mean, it's stuff like that. It's moments like that where it's like, holy shit, like he's going way outside of what you would normally do because they use these overpowered guns because basically everyone's on an even playing field. I mean,
right. They would be stupid not to.
Right.
They would be stupid not to try to use that. And you're right. There is a difference between pub stomping, which is primarily what we as YouTube personalities try to do. And I know people before people say in the comments, I'm bad. I know I'm bad at the game. I'm not trying to rationalize my badness at the game by saying that MLG players are bad. They're really good.
Oh yeah, they're good as shit. I mean,
and you put them. I remember I played against some MLG guy, some guy that was on an MLG team or he was like an alternate or something. I played against him. He just joined a competitive playlist towards the end of Black Ops game that I was in. That dude shit all over my face. He was on me. I was like, seriously, dude, you got an aimbot. That's not cool. He was like, they're just that good. But yeah, you're right. When you take them out of that competitive element, when you take them out of their game modes, that it's harder for them because they're not used to that because the game is different.
Yeah, because they're used to everyone playing the same way. When you throw them into a random ass game and you got 4 or 5 kids running around with smalls and FMG 9s that they're not used to playing against, they're going to get fucked up. Doesn't matter how good you are, you can't outrun a small. That shit hits the wall next to you, you're gone. So,
and what is Modern Warfare 3 competitive? Is that just an ACR fest? I haven't watched any.
Modern Warfare 3 competitive is yes, ACR red dot, just like Modern Warfare 2 was. You'll see an MSR. Like I said, that's kind of like that's actually a quite competitive gun. But it's not used. It's not used a lot because a lot of people that do MLG don't snipe. MSR, ACR. What else is there? The a lot of yeah, a lot of
PP90.
I was gonna say
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
MP7.
PP90. I would like to see get used a little more in competitive gaming. I know people like Ronaldinho. He's not actually he doesn't do any like the competitive events and stuff like that, but he's lately, seeing him on Twitter and stuff like that, he's really getting into the MLG stuff, and he uses PP90 like in a lot of his videos and stuff like that. And like I don't know, I like to watch people use the PP90. I think it should probably get a little more use.
I hate the PP90.
I like it.
It's a god gun. You get rapid fire extended mags on that thing. It's like a
exactly.
shotgun.
It's like I don't know why people wouldn't use it. I mean, it's just as overpowered as the MP7, and the MP7 got nerfed, so I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot. It's an MP7. ACR is basically the two big guns that people use. I don't know. I'm trying to think of if they really use anything else. Not particularly. A lot of sit rep, a lot of ninja, or excuse me, dead silence, and sleight of hand. That's about it. Because you don't need kill streaks for anything. So
right, you don't need scavenger.
Yeah, you don't need any of that stuff. So
okay.
And just to throw this in there, since you just happen to mention sit rep, Twit, I think you're on my side with this. Search and destroy Black Ops, good or bad?
Fucking terrible.
Fucking terrible. Now, Modern Warfare 3.
Because you needed to have a perk to sound horn, right?
No, it was just bad in Black Ops, period.
It was awful.
It was just bad in Black Ops, period. No, and then so now Modern Warfare 3, it was decent, right? You actually want to play Search again, right? A little bit, not as much as Modern Warfare 2, but still.
Definitely. It made me want to play Search, but
now they have sit rep. Do you want to play Search in Modern Warfare 3?
No, not at all.
Okay, now, are you looking forward to Search in Black Ops 2?
I look forward to Search and Destroy in every Call of Duty game. Period. Just because I am a huge Search and Destroy fan. I think they're gonna do a lot of good things in Black Ops for like Search and Destroy, because again, going back to the whole competitive thing, Search and Destroy is one of the biggest. That's almost what makes the competitive scene competitive. They have Cap the Flag and stuff, but Search and Destroy is the hit home. That's what everybody clutches rounds and shit in, is Search and Destroy. So I think they're gonna do good things with Search and Destroy, but I don't know. I always, like I said, I always look forward to Search and Destroy in Call of Duty, but I don't know.
You know what's one thing? Maybe either one of you can answer this for me. When I first started playing Call of Duty and I started playing Search and Destroy, I hated it because I was a noob at the game. I didn't want to play it. I died. What did I do? Sit here for 5 minutes? Fuck this. I'm going to go play Domination. I could not understand for the life of me why people liked Search and Destroy. Of course, now it's changed. I like Search and Destroy, but I still don't understand what keeps Search and Destroy going. Because if you sit here and talk about what are the 4 or 5 most popular game types, it's always TDM, Domination, Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy is always in there. It will always be in Call of Duty.
3.
And it's I just stopped. I stopped at 3. I could have kept going and say Cap the Flag.
I'm just messing with it.
But Search and Destroy is always in there. If it's we talked about this last week, Twit. Call of Duty is made for new players. It's made for the people that aren't MLG. It's made for the people that don't do YouTube. If Search and Destroy is that, if it's that hard to pick up for the new players, what keeps Search going?
I think that's the competitive players, the players that may not be MLG guys, they may not be YouTubers, but they still take Call of Duty. They still want to perform well and they want to test their mettle, so to speak. And I think what really keeps Search going is the fact that it's born of game modes that we've seen in FPS and competitive first-person shooters since Counter-Strike, and I maybe even before that, I don't know, but I remember Counter-Strike, the plant the bomb modes, which is primarily what you see in Cal, IO, all the Cals. That's what you see. You see Search and Destroy, plant the bomb, you get 1 life per round. There's different mechanics in Counter-Strike, of course, but the essence of it's your team against the other team in this round. We're scoring it by rounds. You got to plant the bomb or defend the bomb sites, etc. I think that's it's kind of ingrained, I think.
Exactly. It's not just in Call of Duty, it's in the gaming community, period.
Well, here's another way to look at it, because when I first played Search and Destroy, I had never played any first-person shooter game other than Halo, which Halo didn't have Search and Destroy. I did not play any other type any other first-person shooter game other than Modern Warfare 2. And for the longest time, the only thing I played was free-for-all and team deathmatch. And then, I don't know, like a month and a half, 2 months after I was playing, I was like, man, I want to play something new. And I still remember the very first Modern Warfare 2 Search and Destroy game that I played was on Scrapyard, and that was the most intense game I'd ever played in my life. I think I went like 2-8 or something like that. Like I had a terrible fucking game, but that was the most intense thing I'd ever sat through and played. And it was just like, because I don't know, I kind of got into like this mindset because I was really into like like war movies and stuff like that. And
Nerd.
Shut up. No. Like movies like The Hurt Locker and stuff like that. So when I played Search and Destroy for the first time, I was like, okay, this is my team. We've got this. There's an objective. We got to get to this objective. We've got to blah 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 this. And so like all these things are going through my head and everything. And then it's like, shit, I died. But now I get to watch this other guy clutch the round. Clutching the round I think that's probably what gets people to play the Search and Destroy the most. And again, like Lefty was saying, just because they're not MLG players and everything like that, they're very competitive players. You still want to do well. You still want to test your and you have a good team and stuff like that. And you want to test your knowledge of, basically your knowledge of what you know how to do and how people react to stuff. And it's just Search and Destroy as a whole is just, I don't know how to explain
I can agree with you. I can agree with you on that one because I don't know how much Search you play, Lefty, but I know Twit plays a lot of Search, and Twit, I know that you can agree with me. There's nothing like, I don't care if you drop a 200 kill game of domination. That feels good.
I know what you're
saying.
There's
nothing like being the last one in Search and Destroy and taking out 4 or 5, 6 people. There's nothing like it. That intensity when you're playing the game.
Yep. That is the greatest rush. That is the greatest rush ever. Just knowing that people are watching you in a time that it's like that, in that clutch moment, those clutch moments where you got 5 fucking people dead on your team, you're the last one alive, and everyone's watching you perform right now.
And that goes back to the whole eSports thing. How you were talking about that's exciting for you to watch. Unless I'm doing that, I don't feel anything. Unless I'm the one that's trying to clutch the round, I can't. It's
right,
pointless.
but see, that goes back to how I was saying that, like, those first couple of games, I was terrible at Search and Destroy, but I got my enjoyment originally from watching the rest of my team clutch the round. The people that
because you were watching it because you were dead and bad.
Well, yeah, no. I'm saying, yeah, of course I was bad originally, but my enjoyment was like, oh shit, he just got 3 kills. There's only one guy left on the team, and he's the last guy on our team. Like, what's gonna happen here? And it's just, that's where the enjoyment for like watching the MLG streams and stuff like that. That's where it comes at, like, for me. I don't know. That's just.
Oh yeah, Search is great at creating that tension.
Yeah,
and I think that drives a lot of it as well. And I played a lot of Search in Black Ops. I didn't play much in Modern Warfare 3.
How did you play that game mode in Black Ops?
So bad.
I sniped in Search in Black Ops.
It doesn't matter what gun you use.
And I did well.
So fucking terrible. It was the worst.
I think it was Black Ops, just the game itself. I think going from Modern Warfare 2 Search to Black Ops Search, it's like it's the same game mode, but it's 2 entirely different play styles. You cannot play the same that you play in Modern Warfare 2 as you play in Black Ops Search.
In my opinion, I would have been okay with Black Ops Search and Destroy if they would have fixed one thing. The most important thing in Search is sound, and they fucked that shit up so bad.
How long
was awful?
How long did it take them? Yeah. Oh yeah, they fucked up the sound.
No, wait,
real
Nappy,
bad.
did you say
no? I'm just saying, like, how, in your opinion, did they change? I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree they fucked it up, but I'm asking you how. How do you think they
start swearing at each other? This will be funny.
For example, half the time, like if you have a guy on your team that's running marathon, he's the lead route runner. He's the one that gets in and gets the first blood all the time. Half the time,
which by the way you can't do because Marathon they fucked up in Black Ops. Again, going back to the whole different play styles. In Modern Warfare 2, you can run all the way around the map, but
and you can only run for an extended period of time on with Marathon on Black Ops. But that's not what I'm saying. You run the route. For example, if you had 2 of the exact same maps, if you had the same map in Modern Warfare 2, the same map in Black Ops, and you ran the exact same route, I guarantee you in Modern Warfare 3, if you had Marathon on, you would be fucking loud that entire way there. In Black Ops, you were loud half the way, and then the sound was all fucked up. It sounded like you were running way off to the left side when you're fucking running right here, and the sound was in and out, and it was fucking bad, dude. It was fucking bad. It made sound whoring almost impossible. When you go spending money on a headset, like I used a headset, almost everybody I know that I play with that played Search and Destroy with me used a headset, and that was the biggest factor in Search and Destroy, which it probably still is the biggest factor in Search and Destroy, is sound. And for somebody to be able to pull themselves, like, for example, in Black Ops, you know how fucking loud you were, at least in your own headset, when you pulled yourself up, you know, when you, what is it called?
Mounting.
Yeah, where like you pull yourself up over something and they're like, "Ah!" You know, really fucking loud for no reason. It's like, if that was Modern Warfare 2, you could hear that shit all the way across the map.
Please tell me you did some action when you made that noise.
You're like, "Ah!" But no, it's like in Black Ops, there may be a time when you pull yourself up and you don't make a fucking sound, but you have Marathon and you're loud as shit.
Yeah.
But then there's times where it's like, holy shit, how the hell did that dude hear me all the way over there? It's like, oh, well, I made that noise in my headset, I could hear it, and I can hear it in my headset every single time, but the guy next to me, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's just,
it was inconsistency in sounds. It wasn't the actual sounds itself.
No, the sounds itself were fine, other than like the footsteps sometimes were way too loud in your own headset.
You see, the reason I asked you that is because I played Black Ops Search and Destroy for the first week and never touched it again. So, like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you. It may be fucked up. It's just I have no clue what you're talking about when you said the sound was fucked up, because I couldn't stand it. Coming from Modern Warfare 2.
That was the whole thing there.
For the longest time too, it took them months to for Dead Silence. Is that what it was called? Or no, Ninja.
Ninja, yeah.
Ninja. For Ninja to actually mute the sound you make when you mount.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that should have been...
They're like, oh, yeah, we should have done this from the launch. Like, oh, really? Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And even with Ninja, there is like a fire truck going by my house right now. Even with Ninja, shit, we gotta finish this quickly. They're coming for me. No, but even with Ninja, like, I know that sometimes you could be running and your feet still make sound with Ninja on.
Yeah.
And people could still...
Yeah, I remember that. Ninja wasn't the same as it was in Modern Warfare 2 either.
That was just the sole purpose why I just could not play Black Ops Search and Destroy. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it. I mean, the sounds were fine. I could have probably gotten used to the guns. That I wasn't a big fan. Like I said all the time, I'm not a big fan of Treyarch, but I could have played Black Ops, and I still do play it every now and then. But I can't play Search and Destroy. It cannot fucking happen. I can't do it.
But I remember I thought it was cool that you could hear the other guy, like when they make noises, like when they're reloading or throwing a grenade, you could hear the other team say that stuff. It wasn't just right, because normally up until that point,
sometimes you could though.
Right. Sometimes when it came through, but normally up until that point, you could only hear it. It was only audible to you and your teammates when you did that. But I liked that. Again, it didn't work all the time, but when it did, I thought it was like, oh man, that's like an extra added sound whoring. They just, the sound engine was all fucked up.
The only thing is with that, I mean, it was a good idea. The only problem is that it was at random. You know what I mean? So it's like there should be times when you reload and you don't make a sound. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna. I don't know. It wouldn't make any sense for that to be a feature of the game, especially in Search and Destroy, where I can hear you scream you're reloading to your team when, in essence, you don't need to be screaming. Like, for example, when you're the only fucking person alive, and why would the fuck do I need to scream I'm reloading to people watching and I'm dead? Like, that's stupid. And sometimes you could hear that on the other team. It's just, I don't know. They really fucked up the sound in Black Ops. I just can't get over how bad it was in Black Ops. It was awful. It was awful.
All right. So coming full circle. Back to the original topic of the podcast. Even though I think I'm just gonna rehash it just to close everything out, because we are approaching that 30-minute mark right now.
Yeah, that is.
Esports, it's a sport if it's competitive, right? That's what we're gonna go with.
I'll go with that. I'll agree with that.
I would say that's my personal definition of sport. But people, I mean, I'm not saying that other people have to recognize it as a sport, because everybody has their own kind of internal, like, I guess, benchmarks of what a sport is, what constitutes a sport. But the thing you cannot deny about esports, quote esports, is that it is competitive and sporting.
Yeah.
If it's not a sport overtly.
Okay,
That's
so
my argument.
esports is half a sport,
Half
and
of
we'll
a
just
sport.
go
Kind
with
of,
that.
maybe.
It's half of a sport to the people that believe that it's a sport. So
There it is. So
Yes.
we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up and head on out of here. We gone from esports to how bad Black Ops Search and Destroy sucks, and back
Thanks,
again.
Twit. Yeah, Twit was apparently.
Hey,
Twit had an
hey.
axe to grind. I didn't know you had that much of an axe to grind. As soon as Black Ops came up, you were like, Black Ops sucks. This is awful.
look, man, if you've known me for more than like 6 months, you know that I had just Black Ops. I don't know. I've got so many mixed emotions about that game. So
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I had a great time.
we appreciate you coming on, Mr. Lefty. Don't forget, check the description down below. You can also click his box right there on the screen, right there. It's on.
I love it when you
box.
I love it when you click my box.
Don't click his box. Never mind. Don't click that. I'm just kidding. Click the box. Take you right to his channel. Be sure to hit up Lefty. Subscribe to him. He's got this golden voice that obviously you guys have been listening to for the last half an hour. So don't forget, playlist is down below as well. Hit up Nappy. Hit up myself from Nappy's channel.
And tune in next week, people, because we're gonna have President Obama on episode 3.
Obama is in the
Obama's gonna be in the motherfucking house next
I'm gonna
week.
fucking grind Obama because I tweeted him months ago for a fucking Counter-Strike Go code, and that nigga did not respond to me. Man, I can't wait. I'm gonna get in. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, people. We have Family Road Podcast episode 2, week 2, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Peace.